Think your Ford diesel is indestructible? Think again. Plenty of owners have watched perfectly good diesel engines suffer major failures before reaching 100,000 miles. In many cases, the engine itself was not the problem. The real issue was a series of everyday driving habits that seemed completely harmless. The scary part is that most drivers never realize the damage is happening until the repair bill shows up. The truth is that a properly maintained Ford diesel can run for hundreds of thousands of miles. There are trucks on the road today that have passed the 500,000-mile mark and are still working hard. But there are also trucks that experience turbo failures, clogged emission systems, worn injectors, and expensive engine problems much earlier than expected. The difference usually comes down to habits. Today, we're looking at 7 driving habits that quietly shorten the life of your Ford diesel. Some of these mistakes are incredibly common, and many owners repeat them every single day without realizing the consequences. If you want to save thousands of dollars and keep your truck running strong for years to come, pay close attention. The first habit is starting a cold engine and driving away immediately. This is one of the most common mistakes during colder weather. Whether you drive a Super Duty or a diesel Transit, the first few moments after startup are critical. When the engine is cold, the oil is much thicker than normal. It takes time for that oil to circulate through the entire engine and reach important components. Your turbocharger, valve train, and other moving parts depend on proper lubrication. If you start the truck and immediately put it under load, those components begin working before oil has fully reached them. Over time, that extra wear adds up. Many drivers assume that modern engines are designed to handle this treatment, but repeated cold start abuse can reduce the lifespan of expensive parts. A turbocharger spinning at extremely high speed needs proper lubrication from the moment it begins working. Without it, internal wear accelerates. A better approach is simple. Start the engine and allow it to idle briefly. You do not need to sit for 10 minutes, but giving the oil time to circulate makes a big difference. Once you begin driving, keep things gentle until engine temperatures start climbing toward normal operating levels. Avoid heavy throttle and high boost until the engine is properly warmed up. The second habit is excessive idling. Diesel owners love to let their trucks idle. It happens at construction sites, parking lots, drive-through lanes, and countless other places. Unfortunately, extended idling is one of the worst things you can do to a modern diesel engine. Diesels perform best when operating under load and at proper temperatures. During long periods of idling, combustion temperatures remain low. Low temperatures create incomplete combustion, and incomplete combustion creates soot. That soot begins collecting throughout the engine and emission system. Over time, it can affect the eger system, turbocharger components, intake passages, and diesel particulate filter. The longer the engine spends idling, the more contamination can build up. Another issue involves fuel contamination in the engine oil. Extended low-temperature operation can allow small amounts of fuel to enter the oil, reducing its ability to protect internal engine components. As contamination increases, engine wear can increase as well. Fleet operators often see this firsthand. Trucks that spend hours idling every day typically require more maintenance and more emission system repairs than trucks that spend their time driving. The solution is straightforward. If you expect to remain parked for more than a short period, shutting the engine off is often the better choice. When idling is necessary for equipment operation, using the proper high idle setting can help maintain healthier operating conditions. The third habit is lugging the engine. Many drivers believe lower RPM always means better efficiency, while keeping engine speed low may seem beneficial. Forcing a diesel engine to work hard at extremely low RPM can create serious problems. Imagine towing a heavy trailer while climbing a hill at very low engine speed. The truck may continue moving, but the engine is being asked to produce significant power without operating in its ideal range. This creates higher stress throughout the powertrain. When RPM drops too low under heavy load, cylinder pressures rise. Oil pressure may also be lower than ideal. The turbocharger works harder, temperatures become more difficult to control, and internal components experience increased strain. Over time, repeated lugging can contribute to premature wear and expensive repairs. Drivers often mistake the sensation for efficient operation because the engine sounds relaxed. In reality, the engine may be working harder than ever. A healthier strategy is to keep the engine operating within its intended power band, especially while towing. Allowing the transmission to downshift when necessary helps reduce stress and improves overall performance. The fourth habit is shutting the engine down immediately after heavy work. This is a major contributor to turbocharger problems. After towing, climbing steep grades, or hauling heavy loads, the turbocharger can be operating at extremely high temperatures. At the same time, it may be spinning at incredible speed. If the engine is turned off immediately, oil circulation stops. The turbocharger remains hot, but cooling oil is no longer flowing through the system. Heat becomes trapped inside the turbocharger assembly. Repeated exposure to these conditions can shorten turbocharger life significantly. Over time, heat can damage internal components and accelerate wear inside the bearing system. Fortunately, avoiding this problem is easy. After a demanding drive, allow the engine to idle for a few minutes before shutdown. This gives temperatures time to decrease and allows oil to continue circulating through the turbocharger. That simple habit can dramatically extend turbo life and help prevent costly repairs. Those first 4 habits alone are responsible for countless diesel repair bills every year. Yet, many owners continue doing them because nobody ever explained the long-term consequences. The good news is that each one can be corrected with small changes that cost nothing and require very little effort. Now let's continue with habit number 5, short trip driving. This one quietly creates problems because the damage develops slowly. Many owners use their diesel trucks for quick errands, short commutes, and brief trips around town. The problem is that modern diesel engines are designed to operate at full temperature for extended periods. When a trip lasts only a few minutes, the engine, turbocharger, and emissions system may never reach the temperatures they need. As a result, soot begins accumulating faster than normal. The diesel particulate filter depends on heat to clean itself. During normal operation, the system burns away accumulated soot through a regeneration process, but short trips often interrupt that process before it can finish. When regeneration cycles are repeatedly cut short, soot continues building inside the filter. Eventually, performance suffers, warning lights appear, and expensive repairs may follow. Short trips can also contribute to contamination inside the intake system and emissions components. Moisture, soot, and low operating temperatures create conditions that encourage deposits to form over time. Some owners are surprised when a relatively low mileage truck develops emissions system issues. In many cases, the truck simply never gets enough highway driving to operate the way it was designed. If your driving routine consists mainly of short trips, try taking the truck on a longer drive regularly. A sustained highway run allows temperatures to stabilize, supports successful regeneration cycles, and helps keep important systems cleaner. Habit number 6 is poor towing technique. Ford diesel trucks are built to tow heavy loads. But that does not mean every towing habit is harmless. How you tow can have a major impact on the health of your engine, transmission, and turbocharger. One common mistake is allowing the truck to remain in a gear that is too high while pulling a heavy load. This often leads to lugging, which places unnecessary stress on the engine and turbo system. Another mistake is relying too heavily on the brakes during long downhill grades. Excessive braking generates heat and can reduce braking performance over time. Using engine braking and proper gear selection helps maintain better control. Ignoring transmission temperatures can also become expensive. Heavy loads create heat, and heat is one of the biggest enemies of transmission longevity. Drivers who monitor temperatures and use lower gears when necessary often experience fewer problems. Aggressive throttle inputs create another issue. Flooring the accelerator while towing can cause rapid increases in exhaust temperatures and place additional stress on drivetrain components. Smooth, controlled throttle application is usually the better choice. Cruise control can also create challenges on steep terrain. In an effort to maintain speed, the system may command aggressive throttle inputs that increase stress and heat. Many experienced towers prefer to manage speed manually when climbing or descending significant grades. Good towing habits are simple. Keep the engine operating in an appropriate RPM range. Anticipate hills before reaching them. Monitor temperatures when possible, and avoid unnecessary strain. Your truck was engineered to handle demanding work, but proper technique helps it do that work for a much longer time. Now, we come to habit number 7, Abusing the turbocharger. Modern Ford diesel engines produce impressive power, and much of that performance comes from the turbocharger. It is one of the hardest working components on the entire vehicle. Unfortunately, many drivers unknowingly shorten turbo life through the way they use the accelerator. One common mistake is demanding full power before the engine has fully warmed up. A cold engine means colder oil, and cold oil does not protect turbocharger components as effectively as oil at operating temperature. Another issue is repeated operation under maximum boost for extended periods. While the turbocharger is designed to produce significant power, constant high stress and high temperatures accelerate wear over time. Rapid throttle changes can also contribute to unnecessary strain. Repeatedly jumping from light throttle to full throttle forces the turbocharger to react constantly, increasing stress throughout the system. Maintenance plays a role as well. Dirty oil reduces protection for turbo bearings, while neglected air filters can allow contaminants to reach sensitive components. Clean oil and clean air are essential for long turbo life. Drivers who frequently tow oversized loads while demanding maximum power place even greater stress on the turbocharger. Combined with poor warm-up and cool-down habits, that stress can eventually lead to expensive failures. The good news is that turbo longevity is largely influenced by driver behavior. Allow the engine to warm properly. Avoid unnecessary full throttle operation. Maintain the air filtration system and follow recommended maintenance schedules. These simple habits can dramatically increase turbocharger lifespan. As we wrap up, remember one important fact. Diesel engines are incredibly durable when treated correctly. They are designed to work hard, tow heavy loads, and cover enormous distances. But durability does not make them immune to neglect. The biggest threat to most Ford diesel engines is not mileage, it is habit. The way you start the engine, the way you idle, the way you tow, the way you manage temperatures, and the way you treat the turbocharger all influence long-term reliability. Owners who pay attention to these details often enjoy years of dependable service. Their trucks continue performing long after others have experienced costly breakdowns. Meanwhile, drivers who ignore these habits frequently face repairs that could have been avoided. If you want to save thousands of dollars over the life of your truck, focus on the fundamentals. Warm the engine properly. Avoid unnecessary idling. Stay out of extreme lugging conditions. Give the turbo time to cool. Reduce short trip usage whenever possible. Tow with good technique, and treat the turbocharger with respect. Those simple adjustments can make a remarkable difference. A well-cared-for Ford diesel has the potential to deliver outstanding reliability and impressive longevity. The choice ultimately comes down to the habits you practice every time you get behind the wheel. Take care of your diesel, and it will take care of you for many years and many miles ahead.